What guns have I got on? Disarmament guns? No. Is it disarmament guns? Yeah. Everyone's using this Latron. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it now. Where's it? Oh, that's a gargoyle. Where's it? I tried putting form and stuff on it to get it to work. And this is what I ended up with. Magnetic heat. Could change this one to something else. Cold or something maybe. More crit. Then it makes it into blast, does it? Yeah, it makes it into blast. And it's cold here. Puncture temporarily reduces the target's damage output by up to 80% and increases critical chance of damage taken by up to 25% with multiple stacks. I've put puncture on. Cold causes enemies to move and attack slower for each stack and will completely freeze for 3 seconds. Upon reaching 10 stacks, increase critical damage by 10% on the first stack, with an additional 5% per stack. This effect doubles when frozen. But it converts it to the blast here on the radial damage. Heat's an armor stripper too. Magnetic does overguard. This is what the main thing about magnetic is. Increases shield damage by 325% with multiple stacks and disables the target's shield regeneration for a short duration. When shield or overguard is the main one, breaks, deal electricity damage for 3% of the enemy's max shield or overguard per stack with a forced electricity status effect. It also still needs another forma, and I need to do forma runs to get... Lavos doesn't have M special. He heals himself. He has any damage increase of any element. He's a very good frame. Oh, they're all great frames. The one with Lavos and the one with Sight 09 is that they can use any of the Archon attacks or mods. I obviously don't have Intensify on, right? The reason I don't have Intensify on is it has a particular what do you call it? Is it criteria or like a setting? So I have to use my one to get the extra strength increase. Now it is a lot of strength increase when you use it. So it's an extra from 44 it's 16 extra damage, extra percent, which is quite a lot. But combining this with double heat, toxic damage adds to corrosive, and then cold damage gives me energy, which I don't need. Drop an energy orb. I don't need energy, so that's pointless having that. Let me get that off. Doesn't need flow. Again, energy. So what else could I put in there? Stretch gives me range. Abilities that deal electricity damage restore 2 energy over 5 seconds. Davos doesn't have any energy. Then we add our passive augment, which is casting an ability imbued with extra elemental damage. Extra elemental damage applies that element also as a 200% bonus to your weapons with a guaranteed status for 20 seconds. Now I've put the augment of extra strength for frozen abilities and strength here, okay? I could add a primary weapon or armor. Primary weapon attack, which I did have on crit, that's melee. There's headshot, there was a reload, was it? Unreload, which is easier, 150, 180. So on headshot, 15% chance. On reload, 60% chance for 150% damage for primary weapons. What other ones was their stats again for pistol, crit, fire rate, critical chance. So what's that? On damage, 24% chance for 45% critical chance. Acceleration, critical hit, fire rate and primary weapons. Hardcore speed. Melee, heals, and specials are unique status effects. Maybe as probe. From abilities, 5% ability strength. And 2.5% ability efficiency. Finishers. Standing in a zone. Overguard. I'm gonna get that maxed out. Standing in a zone created by a residual arcane creates a globe that orbits the player for every 2 seconds. The globes will strike the nearest enemy with 15-meter damage, or dealing 150 damage, increasing their vulnerability to the globe's damage type by 200% for 6 seconds. Globes will persist for 30 seconds upon leaving the zone. There's, what's this one as well? So standing in zone increases weapon damage by 12% a second, stacking up to 15 times. Effect persists for 20 seconds upon leaving the zone. And the last one, infection. Standing in zone increases the damage of companions and summoned allies within 90 meters by 20% a second, stacking up 15 times. Each effect persists for 20 seconds upon leaving the zone. A residual zone with residual arcane increases damage. Underrated, like definitely underrated. Both strength damage. Flow needs to come off. Streamline. Improves casting speed and warframe abilities, if applicable, by 50%. Range is 25 meters. Probe 6 meters. 30 meters. 10 meters. So range. Or weapon damage. Range or weapon damage. What's an Aurora? Unequipped squad gains 60% weapon damage. 30. I was meant to say, check out all the stuff down below on the channel. We have the rank one I always promote. I have it on my Twitter page as pinned profile. There's the Reddit, which is great as well for reading up and stuff, find out what's going on. Twitter as well, obviously, or X. I put this other extension on for heart support, emotional stuff. I don't know about that stuff, but a lot of people get attention on it, so CEX, channel points, expert overlay, or overlay experts, really good. Can't stress enough about that. Good Old Games or GOG.com, worth checking out, 100%. Instant gaming as well for games. At the minute, I think there's a big competition with these here, CEX, GOG Games, GOG.com and Instant Gaming and CD Keys. They're all the online ones can't keep up with Xbox at the minute. Special prices, special deals. See, if you look up the special deals on Xbox at the minute, you're close to guaranteed at least to find something that you're interested in a lot cheaper than they're offering at the minute. So go check out the specials on PlayStation or Xbox. The special games deals. And I've got the tip jar. Then the gameplay guidance. So if you're interested in any of that or you want to have a look at it, give the channel a quick follow. I'll follow you back. I do have a bot or whatever it is, Stream Elements says on the chat that I'll check out your channel. the minute I'm trying to figure out what else to put in here instead of flow or arcane flow for Lavos. Archon flow. It's either between stretch or casting speed. And I'm swaying more towards stretch. Let's see anything else here for Narman Forma. Is there anything I've missed? What's this? Nexus Energy. Grace. Have to use the pet. Hardcore energy pickups. Conversion. Unequip. Have I not leveled that or ranked that up? Let me see. I knew there's always something I'm missing. I don't really want to be using that. Well, I've got enough there. 30k. So if you're playing the Holovania or the new bounties or the new content, it's beneficial at the minute for the endo, because it's the new content. Obviously, you're getting your bounties or whatever it is. But the only other place that I found, well, there is other places like the open world stuff you can get more endo, but Deimos is the best one for like 1,000 endo. This one you can get more, and then those Deimos do, yeah, I think it's Sanctum Atomica does reasonable endo as well. But the open world ones, the bounties in the open world's probably the best one. And what was I doing it for? The Aya, that's another good one. So there's 30k dropped on that. And we're going to have a look here. So when I swap weapon, I get 165 weapon damage, which I'll drop in there. We're left with 3, which there'd probably not be very much options here. Without you having to put another Forma in again. Barrow's going to end soon, I think. Adaptation, maybe? Is there 3 on it? Aye. Go add in. Reload on weapons. Shield reach. What's that? Plus 5% recharge, basically. Stagger. On block. Stun on block. What's that one? Aerodynamic. Squad takes 4% reduced damage while airborne. And gains 1% or 1 second aim glide or wall latch duration. I'm thinking more of Zephyr for something like that. Again, all unique circumstances when you're building for something. It's not a Y, it's a Narman. It's not Moderai. Oh yeah, have we mess about with Lavos here? And with this Latron. And put my other weapon back on. Where is it? Toxocyst. And we'll go and have a look what's available on the What was it? I have to do the, what do you call them? Mounties for the standing. So I'll mess about with him and see how he goes. Because I haven't completed the apex yet. I keep dying on it. So I want to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Because I'm just crap at the game. Is this on... No, it's not on solo. Steel Path, yeah. Oh, Legacy. Really need Forma. Build my Forma up. So I need to check that out too. So if you figure out how to do the Apex tank and Forma, get more Forma. Just probably relics.
Grab those furrow glands and let Kalimos have a whiff of them. That will help her find our target.
There's two of them here. Gas, they don't like gas, sure them. I put cold. Come on.
Kalimos, she needs you, now.
There's another great content creator that uses this character quite a lot. I hear one of the over here somewhere. There's it. Pick it up. This song's actually quite cool.
Kalimos found the Legasite. Harvest it. It's on the move. It mustn't escape or we'll never find it again. And this mission will be a failure. Hurry, harvest now. End this generation. It is done. Either flee to extraction now, or if you have it in you, ask Kalimos to find the next Legasite. Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly, and your next battle will be harder still. It will learn from what you just did to it. Harvest again, but know it will be tougher next time. Kalimos awaits. A formidable effort. Do you think you can do more next time?
I don't get about them ones. Why is it when they make games they always make them derogatory? Like they talk down to you. The voice lines and sequences and stuff and all, they always talk down to you. Every game I play.
Field strip done. Heading out in a bit to clear my head.
I didn't really use Lavos for much there. The difference between him and Lavos is he uses energy, I think. Lavos doesn't use energy. That's the difference. So if he runs out of energy, he can't use his abilities. Lavos, on the other hand, which I've tried to counter Lavos's no energy gameplay, and I can't. You can't counter it. There's no other way. The game is based on energy consumption, and Lavos is the only one, apart from Hildren, I suppose, that in a certain way doesn't use energy. Like, I am such a big fan of Hildren. It's unreal. The big muscle mummy. Let me see. Let me put her on. Harrow would come close, maybe, but again, very hard because Harrow still needs energy to get energy. The only one that probably, this will sound stupid, that comes close to Lavos is probably Inaros. That'll sound so stupid, but if think about it for a moment, right? Inaros, you don't actually use his abilities much. The way I've built Inaros, he isn't built for his abilities. So when Inaros takes lethal damage, he entombs himself in the sarcophagus and incarnates as sand to attack enemies, draining their life force to revive him, to bring him back, right? So he dies, and then obviously he's you blind them with an attack, status attack as well. Now with the rework, that's armor. That used to be his fourth, sure, and now it's his third. And then they made this here ability, which is the Kavats. Summon a Scarab Swarm to attack enemies with guaranteed corrosive attack and damage scales with Inaros' health. Enemies killed while immersed in the swarm summon a swarm Kavat that fights alongside Inaros and guides the Scarabs to other enemies. Right? Now the duration of it is 15 seconds for me. I haven't worked on his duration now because obviously I couldn't have known what they were going to do in the rework. Now we're going off on a tangent here, but trying to stick to about Lavos. Now I tried working on another Warframe that could counter Lavos, and because he's got that no energy thing, it's so hard to do, right? It's unreal, right? So on health damaged, you gain more health. That's the idea. I tried to get. Did I not have health? So, is there any other ones I could put in there? 200 health per active channel ability. No, victory on headshot. 75% chance for 3% health regeneration. Now, the reason I took that off is because you're relying on headshots to get the health back for regeneration over time. While with Grace, it does 9%. Now it lowers the percentage chance, but a 9% chance on health damage. Now, if you're doing Steel Path, I'm making the theory here, okay? The assumption, which I could be wrong, is that when they hit you, there's a higher damage chance, so the 9% chance that comes out is you're going to get health regeneration again. This Grace works in the same what do you call it? Correlation to Hildren's shield regeneration on Barrier. Other ones are relying on you having certain contingencies, okay? Contingency plan. So 16%, 16 plus 16 health, regen per second, and for 10 seconds on a melee kill, you have to damage something. Heal yourself and allies with affinity range of 5 health for each energy point spent on initial casting cost of abilities. So I need to be doing abilities, which I'm not doing with Inaros. Okay? So again, I don't know why I haven't that ranked out yet, or ranked up. What's this one? On health pickups. You have to be dropping Mecha, I'm not sure if it does, or Equilibrium might do it, is better for health pickup to gain 20 plus 20 max health, and it stacks up 50 times. It's a good one, but you need to kill enemies to get the health drops. Now, you know what I mean? And it's not bad. It's a good arcane compared to the others. 60% chance to restore 200 health to allies within 25 meters. It's no good for yourself. So the only one I could find was this. I can't remember where you get this though. Is it? If it's them ones, I think it's. Do you get it from, what do you call them? El Eidolon on Earth, maybe. And then the shield one, which was going to say about Hildren. So on shield damage, 3% chance for 30% shield regeneration, or barrier on shield damage, 3% chance to instantly restore all your shields. All your shield. So you only get 30%. All shields. Right? Now, back to Naros to counter Lavos, which every Warframe has its perks and strengths and weaknesses and whatever else. Lavos, though, because he can do any elemental damage, he has no energy consumption, and he can do damage reduction, which is armor reduction too. Increases armor, and he has drop chance. What other things do he has? Heal rate. He can heal himself. I can't remember what was his passive again as well. I can't remember what his passive is, but seems to have all the great benefits. Yeah, and very little to any weaknesses. Obviously, he can still die for damage, but he can heal himself. He can still... his animations are... You have to speed up his animations, as I say. Weapon damage. Increases weapon damage. His abilities, him alone, his abilities. What's one I didn't write down? So he could have been in here. No. 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 I need to write that down. So here it is anyway. So we've got our mecha empowered, right? So squad deals 150% extra damage against marked enemies. Inaros is a progenitor himself. He's a support, technically a support frame for the other, for the team, right? Technically, I'm not saying he is. I'm saying technically, you can building to be a blank canvas. So you can put all these mods that I'm using and obviously change it to a different build, right? You can do anything you want. That's the whole point of the game. But I've built them around his armor. Obviously you can see adaptation in there. I've built them around damage reduction. I've built them around damage increase for the squad, like that. So there's squad deals 150% extra damage against marked enemies. It's again contingency only when there's a marked enemy. I don't know enough of how it's only done every 30 seconds as far as I know. Yeah, for your companion. They mark a target every 30 seconds for 9 seconds. So I'm presuming it's enough time for the teammate to get the kill, which is blowing stuff up, okay? Blow everything up. Killing targets applies their status effects to all enemies within 22 meters. Okay? Then they get the 15 squad benefits 15% more from this Aurora on top of that, so it's 165 extra damage. And you gain an additional 15% as well from the Aurora. Again, all the Umbras, not a great choice. I know the Umbras are not the best option, but Inaros now doesn't have any like toxin damage, if you want to say. He used to have a wee bit of toxin damage, I think. So you could have used, technically you could have used duration for corrosive. There's toxin there, and I still haven't found out the answer if you've got a combined element like corrosive, viral, magnetic, blast, or whatever one there is, that if the enemy is immune to one particular type, so say it was immune to toxin, the only other one then would be electric for corrosive. Does the electric still count as damage? Does the damage still get does the damage still correlate to the enemy? So say he's immune to toxin, he would be like a Grenier or something. Does it still do electric damage from the weapon or the ability? I don't know. I can't find the answer. I think everything comes down to base. From what I was told, was everything comes down to base damage is cold element. Every damage is based on cold element, unless said otherwise, obviously. So there's, again, it doesn't say what damage type it is. That's an armor damage armor reduction again, which I based my abilities on, which was the Scarabs around you, which is originally it was his 4th Scarab shell. There's one for slash damage, and it does status as well if you put his Aurora on or his augment on. So Scarab, what's this one? When an Aris takes fatal damage, he consumes Scarab shell to heal with a brief invulnerability that ends with the deadly slash status effect. I haven't put that on yet. I need to look at these here. So there's the element there, elemental sandstorm. I had to actually, I'll explain that in a minute. Dissociation's curse, which is killing a blinded enemy with a finisher, has to be a finisher, has 100% chance to summon a Kavat swarm Kavat that will spread Scarab swarm. Maximum swarms Scarab swarms Kavats is +2, so you only get 4. You would only get 4 technically. You get 2 at a time. And there's the element you put on, which is the greatest one, which is Sandstorm. Gains 50% ability range, has 100% chance of inflicting the status effects based on the damage types and mods on your equipped melee, which is viral or corrosive or heat generally. Okay? A lot of people are using magnetic now, from what I can gather. This one, see that the damage type there? That's void damage. It's a splash of void damage, not sand. That's what that symbol is. So back to the Umbral. So you can gain from his armor, because he has no shields, obviously. You can gain from his armor, which I've got a reduction of, not much anyway, 72% on health. It can be increased, right? Again, another mecha. Marked enemy, plus 60 armor for 20 seconds for each enemy within 30 meters. I thought that increased. Killing a marked enemy grants plus 60 armor for 20 seconds for each enemy within. So I thought that increased each time you had a marked enemy. So it's 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60. Again, immunities. I want complete and total immunities for my character, right? I'll actually run him here and you can see yourself. He doesn't actually do anything. He just increases damage and armor for the team, more or less, with this build. Killing an enemy with the heavy attack reduces your enemy accuracy against the warframe by 20% and grants immunity from status effects for 4 seconds. So at any one time, what I'm trying to find is a constant immunity. Just completely and utterly immune at all times. I should actually change this for the strength, because I don't actually use it. Find something else for the arcane. It does help a wee bit when I do use these abilities to increase the damage output. Again, Prime Sure-Footed speaks for itself. All the abilities of the mod speak for themselves. There's wee things that I'm always looking into, where it's like, if they have in their ability like a small amount of heat damage or something, like a blast damage, like most of the warframes, like Banshee does blast damage, right? So if I put Archon Vitality in, does it trigger heat, and I get double the effect. Limbo does blast damage as well. Who else? Who else? There's other ones that do blast damage, I think. I think Gara, does Gara do? No, she does slash. I can't remember. I think Heldrin does you? Anyway. So, Prime Sure-Footed, and then Adaptation speaks for itself as well, which is their damage reduction on the resistance. So it should, ideally what I'm trying to do is get that to pick up on whatever damage type is, make you immune, do your attacks or whatever it is, become immune, do your damage type or whatever it is, to continue the cycle and help the team as a whole move forward with damage types and auroras and stuff. Wisp, that's what I was going to say earlier. Wisp is a support frame that does that as well. She increases health and damage output. Obviously with her motes and with her motes. What do you call it? Breach Surge, does it do anything as well? So we'll have a quick look at them and then I'll come back to Nars and we'll do a run, okay? Well, I need to do Hildren first. As I was saying about Hildren for the counter Lavos. So I'm a big Muscle Mummy fan. I enjoy her gameplay. I'm sure there's a lot of other people do the same thing. There we go. It is. So she does radiation and impact for the slam. She does radiation. She does heat here. So that's why I put the double heat on for the Archon Vitality, because I have Blazing Pillage on. Enemies affected by Haven will be set ablaze for 200 heat damage and restore 50 additional shields to Hildren. Shields! That's how she controls her energy, because she's no energy. Right? So then there's electrical damage, which I just realized, but I never really use her first much. And I need to check her weapon here because I'll probably need Formid as well. They'll increase the damage output. Then Helgen's full shield gate is high. After her shields are depleted, she is invulnerable to damage for up to 3.5 seconds, which is a higher shield, a longer shield gate or a higher shield gate. Aurora's for corrosive projection. Electrical damage is extra in case getting hit on the shields. Adaptations, heat, shield increase. There's fortitude. This is one I pointed out to somebody as well. Everyone's always pointing out about Hildren's shields dropping and then increasing for the shield gating. As it says there, 3.5 seconds makes you invulnerable, practically invulnerable anyway, for the shield gating. And so you'll have, if you put fortitude on, chance to resist the knockdown, which then you get 100% shield recharge. Because DE did the nerf on the thing with the, what do you call these, redirections and all, and fast recharges. Yeah. So she hasn't got range because she doesn't have energy, so it's pointless. Barrier again. This is what I told you. Put the barrier on. On shield damage, you get 3% chance to instantly restore shields. So it's constantly proccing. It literally is always proccing. And then you do your pillage, getting your shields back, and every now and again I would use the fourth. Okay. It's nothing magical or she's not my main. She wouldn't be my main character. I like all of them. I like all the warframes. I try to keep them the best I can for Steel Path and stuff. I'm not good at the game in any shape or form. Equinox is another good one I like. So who was the other one we're going to go to? Wisp. Where's Wisp? So with her passive for Wisp is flowing between dimensions. Wisp becomes invisible to enemies while in the air. I haven't actually used it while she's in the air. Motes obviously speak for themselves. Health, speed, damage, and I use her augment. That's just for distraction. Breach surge is for extra damage. Open a dimensional breach to overwhelm nearby enemies and cause them to release aggressive surge sparks when damaged to the next enemy. Wisp may also target a reserve to teleport to the next point. And then the last one is your fire and radiation damage. Do I have fire on her? Yes. I have heal. I have fire. And the reserve you can put in the Exilus. Okay. I have a lot for her energy and reach. And obviously strength, range and strength. Because the higher the strength for the ability, a lot of people lose the reduction in for the range, so then they can get higher strength. The motes last. My motes last for 33 seconds. Long enough for you to get to the target or whatever you need to do. But again, once you put the mode out, it's still there. You can reuse it. So let's go to Inaros. See, a lot of people would use Rhino instead of Inaros. I would. I'm not saying any frame's bad. I'm trying to say they have all their strengths and weaknesses. They all have their own reasons, and they can be overly god mode overpowered anyway. Me, on the other hand, I go, well, can you avoid the damage altogether, then having to take the damage? Where Rhino takes the damage and it's completely deflected, while Limbo, for me, just goes into the rift. So it's like, you can't hit him now. The only problem that will probably get reworked here is Limbo's rift ability. So then when the Eximus is come near him, that something will change. I think that's what they'll do. I think that's what D is going to do next. Is they're looking at Limbo and going, well, we can't exactly give him immunity, but is there something we can use? Maybe a shield gating, maybe a delay to the Eximuses or something when they're in the what do you call it, the Cataclysm? Something. I'm pretty confident that DL will come up with something. They've done a great job in the reworks. They've done a great job in the game. I can't fault them when it comes to doing this. My gripes with the game is not about how it's played. It's about things like they can set the standards for the money. They can do this, and that's nothing to do with. That's all business and stuff and all. Who they're owned by and all this crap. Like Tencent and all that, sure. That's not going to affect them. They're going to do this game, and Tencent's going to go, well, you're still making money, just you keep doing what you're doing now. We don't care. You know, they're not going to bother with DE. Yes, they bought the company, but they bought the company knowing fine right this. Like, right, that's a good earner or income there. And leave it where it is. Let them work away at what they're doing. They're doing a great job. If a regulation or something comes in, it's like, oh, yeah, obviously it's a third body, now the bullshit comes in. But that's outside the game. So where are we? Where was it? Against Lavos again. Inaros. And we'll have we go at him here and we'll do one of the missions. Ureli's another one I like. Let's have a go here and see. What was this? A tank mission?
HO9 into position. Cover flanks with ferrocite barricades. Nothing touches my baby.
Ferrocite barricades. Need something to cut through those, but it won't be easy. Step 1. Acquire a transponder from someone with rank. That's our ticket. Now get to a comms terminal. Use that to call in reinforcements. for them. Hey, never said this would be easy. Stormforce squad deploying. Watch the skies. Intercept and capture a Thermian RPG.
Why do you find it so difficult to get rid of these slugs? Throw more troops at them. Shall I write it on your hand? Arthur, how does it feel? I will descend your friends to death.
I'd ask you the same, but I don't believe there's anyone who'd rightly call you friend, Victor. Another barrier. Victor really wants to keep us out. Get your hands on a Thermian RPG and take it down.
These things know better than pond scum. Unclean and unholy. Stormfall, purge them from my city, will you? Worthy of the tanks of my father's wars, and invulnerable to tick flight. Stormfall, descend upon. Show no quarter, show no mercy.
Namia's getting strange readings from that tank. You better finish it off quick.
Ernest, be dear, fetch me the engineering team. Oh, Ernest, my revolver, it's in my desk.
Victor, Victor, Victor. What have you been downloading?
Something tells me that thing won't like it if you pop its zits. It's healing!
Now it's dead. Victor has no idea what he's up against. Head home, rest up. We've got more to do tomorrow.
Good kill!
Well, there you've seen it. So we'll do Heldred now. You've seen the markers for the knackers. So we'll do Heldred now. Now the other one, Caliban's pretty good for shields. Heldred, it's a different way of managing it. Just a different way of managing it. Do you hear that line? Join us, embrace us, never erase us. Everything's all based around computer equipment, by the way. Obviously that's what the leeches are. That's why it's a party of your lifetime, because you're using the equipment. And that's why the Skuldre's fighting against it. The Skuldre fights against the technology and blaming us for the infestation, which was Albert and Trumpy, and we're defending that. This we'll see if it goes back in again here for the stream. Forgot about this bit because it keeps doing this. It always crashes in the connection. So loading back in, or am I going to have to reset the stream again? No, it's not loading in. Because I said about the hard drive, isn't it? I don't know if you can hear me, but this I have to stop the stream.